Hello, welcome everyone to my Founder IO podcast. I'm talking about in this episode about my biggest 10 major career missteps. I've been a software engineer for more than 10 years. I also spent 5 years studying a bachelor degree, and I've been trying my lifetime to become a better scientist. I think I'm in the great point to share with you biggest missteps that I made in my career, and you can get some insight from my learning experiences and from also me my mistakes. That's how you learn faster, right? Or one of the best way to learn faster. I hope you like this podcast, share with another friends. Sharing a lot of good insight here for you about startup entrepreneurship and computer scientists. I have been an immigrant for 4 times, and it's challenging. Believe me, being an immigrant is challenging regardless of the country you are. You always feel with a hope for that the new place will fill all corners of those empty spaces that your soul has when you leave your motherland, but not always is the case. The truth is that nothing replaces that little living room that you used to smile and play with your family. But necessity, blinds, or clear our consciousness and make us think differently. Even though right now, thanks God, I'm in a great country and I can talk to you and share all my experiences. Thanks to all those experiences and countries that I've been living with. Being an immigrant transforms your souls so that your biggest mistakes and painful experience never let you alone. And that's what I think is a great this is a great podcast because I'm talking from the same painful mistakes that I made that they were painful, and hopefully I can be avoiding for you. But what I'm talking to you this because at the end every lesson you learn in life it will impact your any area of your life. Or if impact just one area and it makes good that area the others area of your life like health, wealth, family, uh, will become more easier to live. So I embrace every change, and you should too, even the smallest one, with hope and positivity. The truth is that living in a different cultures also brings much learning. Luckily for me, being an immigrant, despite pain, made me a better professional and made me a real man. And I found the love of my life. I found the mother of my daughters. I met a lot of great engineers and scientists that thankfully and exponentially helped me grow my skills as a software engineer. And more than that, they keep me patient and they give me a lot of knowledge. Until now, I have worked in more than 9 companies. I failed in 3 businesses. I even delete one database completely, falling down one completely system just one day. um I make a lot of mistakes, man, and I wish I can share all of them with you here, but I'm going to reveal only the most important of them, and I hope you can get a good insight for this podcast. Stay with me to the end of the podcast because all of them, man, all of those mistakes will save you a lot of tears, a lot of pain, and maybe a lot of money. So the first lesson that I'm going to share with you in this podcast is about your learning systems. Computer science is always in a constant change. You know that, we know that. And change always brings complexity, and complexity carries some challenges. And one of those challenges that you always end in the loop of learning constantly. As a result of those changes, learning fast and learning even quicker will be one of your most significant or critical skills to get good at. And you should understand this because depending on how quick you are in this industry, your success will be higher or lower. You will save years if you learn how to learn effectively. So with a system, in my previous podcast, final podcast, I think was number 7. I talked to you about one of them. I go to my also to my newsletter on my website for you can understand and for you can find. I'm going to put all the links here in the comments of the podcast, where you can find out how to build the learning system, how to get more wisdom. And you should avoid to all costs faulty learning methods because it will slow you down and it will put you against the wall. And you don't want that. So optimize your learning systems so the way you can get inputs and outputs and the way you can get as much input as possible, the way you can understand those inputs you read, those inputs you process in your mind, your brain, and you can get the most output of you can for other people. And this is important, understanding that inputs and outputs should be part of your learning system and are more important outputs than inputs. Remember, this podcast, my videos, my content is just an output. It's just an output from my experience, from the things that I learn, from the books that I read, from the podcast that I hear, and I'm sharing this for you. For you can get these ideas and produce yours. The idea number two: not memorizing computing science fundamentals early and often. I have to say this. Unfortunately, you have to memorize a lot of concepts that maybe you don't need to memorize. And this is a topic that is a challenging topic because if you go to a recruiter, you are going to interview, you will see that a lot of people will interview with a bunch of questions that doesn't make any sense because they're easy to find on the internet. And maybe you have the idea, you have the intuition, but you don't need to understand or you don't need to know by memory the definition of all the concepts that exist in a computing science in a computer science. It's hard to do that. But remember, you are part of an environment and you should adapt. And if you can get a better job understanding those concepts and paying attention to the evolution of the industry, the new concepts that are evolving, and knowing how to select the relevant topics, and knowing how to solve problems and algorithm, and you memorize essential definitions, you will go further than the average. On my idea, my dad always told me, my dad is also a computer scientist, I always told me the most important thing to build intuition is just build. Build stuff, learn to code, and program. Program. Find the concepts as you need them. No, don't go to find those concepts if you don't need them because maybe you cannot use them. So that's a bigger insight that my dad shared with me. So I grew up thinking that memorization it was not necessary until I realized that I had to memorize different concepts. In general, computer science fundamentals have been. Let me help you with this. In general, computer science fundamentals are behind these main 9 topics. And hopefully I can share more about these ideas in the new episode. Programming, computer architectures, algorithm and data structure, mathematics for computer science, operating systems, computer networking, databases, language and compilers, and distributed systems. All the bachelor's degree curriculums are in and assignments are inside these 9 areas, but it's hard for you to memorize all of them. So the idea that I'm going to share with you in this second topic, in this second lesson and the second mistake that I never did before is get the fundamentals at least for those 9 areas. Get the fundamentals and learn them well. I'm still learning all of them, by the way, because you have to um, review those concepts because I've used life goes on and you have kids, you have business to run, you forget to memorize and review these fundamentals. And recalling is an important idea that you have to use and you must use or you can get smart. Lesson number 3: only caring about smaller components rather than the big picture. Depending on your prior experience of specializations, company will let you focus on any of these areas below. As a junior software engineer, your primary focus often will be on smaller components or maybe some specific features that meanwhile other seniors, since they have more experience, will also work on the product and the architect side. They will talk more with management, with managers, and they have a big picture. But think about this: regardless of your type of seniority, if you are a junior, if you are a senior, What will happen with your wisdom and computer science insights if you care about every piece of the puzzle from the early beginning? I know you cannot impact every area of the business you are, of the team you are, but learning from every area, it will definitely help you improve the way you think as a computer scientist, engineer, as a programmer, as a founder. Please know, of course, you can understand all components of the company at first instance, but still you can try. As time passes away, you will get more leverage and hopefully significant reward for your effort. But don't expect it. Okay? Don't expect it. Just do it. Just do it for your because you want to learn, because you want to grow quicker and faster than most of the engineers. But your objective shouldn't be expecting a reward. Sometimes you will not get it. Okay, you will not get it. Your goal should be putting in maximum effort every day, since that is the only thing you can control, nothing else. Put maximum effort every day. Learn about the industry, learn about the business, the competitions, the type of products the company has, learn about your company, how the company is structured, what makes the culture great or maybe not so great. Learn about the CEO and the other work experiences. Learn about your teammates, how they think, how they solve problems, uh, the skill set. Learn about the type of architect, why they are using the architect on the product. Maybe they are using microservices. Maybe they are using just a monolithic apps. Maybe they are using event-driven application. So understand important and imperative why the product was built like it is. By then, you will be able to contribute and understand more. On every job experience, you will always give you a vast number of insights that definitely will make you a better scientist or engineer. My lesson number four, listen too much from too many people. The more you grow, the more you understand that you need a mentor. Not a few of them, just one great mentor in one area for each area that you want to grow up. Listening to multiple people is not ultimate for decision making process. Finding one great mentor that is already where you want to go, be attentive with your questions, respect their time, help him or her for free, and one day let it go. But just when your results and outcomes are more remarkable than them. Then you go and find a new challenge, and of course, again, an extra great mentor. I want to stop here in this idea because recently I learned one of another great lessons that I want to share with you. You have a warrior in your mind, or you create a winner in your mind, or a warrior winner in your mind, until you surround yourself about warriors and winners. And I learned that from experience. I spent my entire life training martial arts, and I went and I started like 1 year ago to train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Man, when I get there, I realized how bad I was and how much learning I had to overcome on this area of my life. So I was always a winner on my head, but when I get to the real, I get to find the real winners. I understand how many effort I had still to put on. And I think this is a great lesson that related to this one. Every area of your life that you think you are a winner, if it's you are a winner, if you feel that you are a winner in your life, in your mind only, just go find another winner and let's see. Compare yourself with other people. Okay. And for that, and that's one of the best way to find a great mentor. My lesson number five, helping others less than I could. Oh man, this is an important lesson, and maybe for you engineers and also for founders, for early startup founders, books are software engineer best friends, right? That's how they say. They teach you daily, and believe me, they will always fly everywhere. Even with ChatGPT and with AI, you will have bugs in your software. That's what you do in life. You fix bugs, okay, more than anything else. But think about this, the bugs you create yourself are just a few compared with other people team bugs. So try to help everyone you can, man. more if you are early in your area, you don't have other responsibility, and you can spend some time working on your task and also on the other people's task. This will bring you so much knowledge and reward, and also will bring you a lot of good friends that they can help you and they can bring you more opportunities in the future. Lesson number 6: being silent when I must speak. This is hardly for me. For you, maybe it's not. For most of the people, it's not as hard, and for other people, might be hard to be stay quiet. But be careful here, man. It's still hard for me to know when I should talk less or more, but never be silent. You have to express your ideas and concerns to everyone with respect and professionalism, and understand that your words are powerful. But your often silence sometimes hold incredible power. Knowing when to speak and when to remain silent is a powerful and overrated skill that you must learn. And for learning, you must practice it. Lesson number 7: poor level of actions. Oh, this is a good one. Oh man, there is so much that about this one that I will create just a different episode and a different podcast and video for this item only. The only thing I can briefly advise you here, with no intention of offending or disrespecting you, is that you can do more today, and you're doing. As I remarked, giving maximum effort every day is hard, but you must try it. And think about this. I'm going to share with you a quick tip for you can assess your level of actions. So one of them I already told you, go where the masters are and see how you compare with them in every level. And another idea is just get inputs and outputs, put some metrics, and trying to see weekly by weekly how much things you do on the input base. So the things you read, the podcasts you hear, videos you listen, the books you read, everything. Okay, the code you write, the training you do. That's a type of input, and compare against your community, against other founders, against other computer scientists, and also go to the output part. This is how I do it, by the way. Go to the output part and and put some metrics. I want to write an article every week. I want to deliver one SaaS product every week. I don't know, whatever your targets are, and assess your those targets and those metrics every end of the week, and compare those against other people, other friends, or go to social media and find those find that community that you want to create. It's easy for now to find those masters and to try to compare it against them, because everyone is sharing their ideas. Everyone is trying to everyone that wants to become a founder, want to become a a best computer scientist, is doing almost same type of things, and you should learn what they are doing and how to overcome what they are doing and learn from them. Lesson number 8: not a person committed to greatness. If you are not committed to greatness, you will never be great. That's true. The principles of excellence are the same for everyone: an athlete, a mathematician, a teacher, a scientist. For Michael Jordan, for Kobe Bryant, was the same for Newton, was the same for everyone, for every artist, for every scientist. You can use those principles to be great, but only some will work if you are committed to living a life through resistance, maximum effort, and fearlessness, expanding your comfort zone. That's how. But that's a personal decision to be made inside you. And the moment that I'm sharing you this podcast is because I just made that decision. And I hope you someday you do it too. Lesson number 9, and we're close to the end of the podcast and the episode today. Not specific coding routines. Yeah, in the books, The Genius in all of us, the author David Schenk talks about the most significant but little things that make Beethoven one of the greatest pianists, if not the greatest pianist of all times. Specific and restricted practice routines. Beethoven has practiced piano routines that will never change during several years of his careers. Use this idea to your advantage, man, and establish an interrupting coding routine, or maybe writing routine, or maybe speaking routine that will help you elevate the skills you want every day. Another lesson that I want to share here in this idea is that for you can become great at something, you have to do it every day, not once a week. So including those routines, and you have to address and assess them, and you have to see how often you are doing them. Because if you are not doing it every day, it will not matter. Because there are with people competing against you, and there will always be people better than you because there are always people putting to or willing to put effort they have to do, or putting all the other things apart in life they have to put to do it in a daily basis. That's how you create greatness. And the lesson number 10, and an important lesson, not using marketing and distribution channel. Peter Thiel talks in his book From Zero to One about channel for communication. He mentioned in this startup book, he mentioned that for founders are not important as a channel communication are not as important as the product. I can tell you that right now this statement is kind of wrong. When the root was written, social media this didn't exist as it is today. So right now, marketing and distribution is important. Doesn't matter if you are a computer scientist, a business, you have to build your brand, you have to push content outside, and you have to create a channel of communication with some people that believe in what you're saying, that create, believe in your ideas, and it does not matter how great or bad you are at something, right? Today's economy has evolved thanks to this. We have a lot of people sharing great content, and you have to get out of security. Teach, share, and impact more engineer or scientist life with your ideas and experiences and personal insights. The cost to be paid is lower than the opportunity you can arise with just these simple ideas and lessons. I hope you stay tuned with me in the next episode. We are going to talk about more wisdom and insights, computer science, about tech, technology, and entrepreneurship. See you in the next video. Thanks for staying with me to the end. I'm Carlos Corrales. Bye.